Friends, today we are going to see what kind of breakthrough you need at this moment and you can do at this moment to have an incredible quickening in your twin flame journey in the direction of going to the consciousness state of harmonious twin flame union that it is all about for you, and from which your being together with them can be birthed peacefully and smoothly and with the joy it is all about. All right, to do that, I do have oracle cards selected for you, but we're going to do that in 4 groups and you're going to choose which one is for you for this reading about your twin flame breakthrough. You can pick your pile, so to speak, today, or your group by going to the description box below or the pinned comment and click on the link that you find there to do the quiz. And when you do the quiz, it'll take you maybe 4 minutes maximum. You get the outcome that might resonate for you always, or just for this question, for this video, and both is okay. We're going to concentrate for this video on the outcome that reads, or you are the Black Mirror universe, or you are the Gold Star Sparkle, or you are the White Wise Feathers, or you are the Silver Coin Money. So what kind of breakthrough in your twin flame journey is possible for you now? Black, gold, white, or silver, with these beautiful descriptions. And when you found that, you go to the start of where your group, the oracle cards of it are being revealed, and I speak about that in a channeled way that is inspired by Divine Mother. When you don't want to do the quiz, you can simply choose which one feels best for you, and I will give you also a visual for that in a couple of seconds so that you can visually feel out which one of these 4 options feels best for you intuitively for this question right now. So let's do that. You take the quiz or you wait for the visuals, you pick your group, and then you go to the timestamp in the description box below and in the pinned comment below to go to your group and you listen to your reading, and I will see you there. The Black Mirror universe, that's you. Welcome to your group's reading. We're going to see what is your breakthrough, and I'm going to start with the Manifest and Heal card deck. You want to manifest something new, right? That is a healing too. You manifest something and it is a healing, and that's like one movement, and there it is for you. Twin flame union, right? So what is for you a good card to learn more about your breakthrough? And here it is, the Artist Series, the Wise One. And it says, to keep and combine what works. Let's read from the book, which is on my screen, about what that means. Sorting ingredients. Abundance is seeing what is already here. Your life ingredients are often already present in everything that was delivered with your birth family, your life until this point, a material that is already around you, and so on. Naturally, your material and spiritual heritage can be rediscovered and rearranged to fit your most recent state of being and thinking reached. Abundance is seeing how this can be done in the first place. A vision that can be developed when you accept everything that is already here for you, your idea and your future. This could be the fact that you already have all the materials in your shed that you need to build a construction to put lamps on to light your face. So you have a good lighting on your YouTube videos and your marketing outings, for example. Until seeing that you already have the capacity to coach, seeing the specific life experiences that you have, and do not need a 4-year coach school to be able to start. Now you see that the most important thing you need is yourself. Your self-respect, and exude that from the place where there is already wholeness for you. You have insight into how people already have all they need. The only thing needed is to develop and refine that, so that it becomes visible and therefore understandable. The putting the ingredients on the right spot turns out to be merely an internal cultivation. Beautiful. So this is a glimpse of what the breakthrough can be for you. You can be someone that acknowledges that already everything has been given you, and you can accept that in your heart, and you can start to work with that from the state of being that you place yourself in for real, that is fully connected with your source all the time. And then you can work with what's already given you. And that is a new thing that you could step into at this time. And that is why you can come to the Twin Flame Breakthrough Weekend in May 4 and 5 in 2024, that is. When you watch this on another time, it can still be your breakthrough, that this is it. But I do specifically organize a weekend for you with 6 hours and much more of workshop in which you can make this come true for yourself. To see it and feel it through and say yes to it, commit to it, and feel that it becomes true in your reality, in your consciousness, and then in your energy, and then in your world. It's like it starts internal and then it comes out in energy and in the world. That's the movement. And this is a little bit of the taste that you could have there. And this card comes from the series that is with the star, and it's also a lot with the egg that is breaking and opening to birth something, and a lot with eyes, that you see the new thing and stuff. That's a lot what this series of cards within the deck is about. And that means that you feel like you are sort of a life artist that can now reveal for themselves that they already have everything, and that they can start to work with that. Maybe it needs to be reordered. Maybe you need to go to the self-respectful place from which you can really work with it. And when that is all in order, you can really start to live that dream life that you have wanted, that you have desired in your heart, which is the twin flame life. Yes, in which the twin flame will also enter and be with you. They want to be with you there because that is their life too. So they will be attracted to that life when you live it, because it's their life too. And these vibrations match, and they just meet and they start to live that together. That's just how the universe works. Yeah, so you could just step into that in the heart first, and that's why the back sides of all my Manifest and Heal cards are green, because that's really a beautiful color. of the central point in your 9-point energy system that is connected to the card deck as well. And that is the central point of that 9-point energy system. It is true that all the things that you desire when you have the desire for your twin flame in your life are given you when you let the twin flame reality in and make it come true and go to a harmonious union, the consciousness state. That is the invitation of all the gifts that are already given you indeed in that reality. And that is the coming in of what I call twin flame abundance, which is your twin flame in all their roles, their loving roles towards you, to have that relationship. It is to recognize that you have a feeling of purpose that translates into a mission that you can do and act on in the world. That is all the support that you need and desire to have within all these endeavors in this relationship. It is the soul money that can come back to you, flow back to you when people feel that they are also enlightened by the love that you exude and the maybe potentially services that you render them, and so on, because it's also like the good that belongs to you, and also the material things that belong to you, which is just part of the love, part of the support that belongs to this manifestation of the inner perfection that is this marriage that is true, and it becomes true in your life. And this is really the whole point of this, I don't know, I want to say video, but also the journey of my coaching, of what Source wants to say with all of this to you, that this is so. The point is, it is already given you, and you just need to open it and to reveal, by opening the curtains, or however you want to call that, that all the ingredients are already here. Your true twin flame is already here, right, on earth, because you chose to be here, they chose to be here too. You have the same underlying values, and that is the whole point of it. It is all already here, but you have blocks to recognizing it. You may have blocks to making the right order out of the things that are already here, the right building blocks at the right time, and having the vision of how to deal with that, how to act on that, and so on. So, and these are the things that you can now start to make come true when you recognize through the first card for you of the Manifest and Heal deck that you already have everything. That's beautiful. What was the title of that card again? Sorting ingredients. That was the title of the description. Yeah, so I think that when you would come to the workshop, you can make a start with sorting the ingredients for yourself. But now we have a card from the Egyptian Oracle deck, not the heaven goddess that will make come true your deepest wish and desire. Wow. Well, that's beautiful for you. I love that. I'm just pleasantly surprised for you. That's amazing. Let go of old habits and become more of your shining self. You will be in a positive metamorphosis. Visualization idea. See your desire as if it has already been coming true. Right. Which is more of the same a little bit, right? accept that everything has already been given you. And that's the start of sorting your ingredients, which is the positive metamorphosis that you can go through to move into your ultimate version of yourself, which is what you are in your harmonious union. And it can sometimes be a little triggering for people, like, but I am already someone, right? So why would there be another version of me in harmonious union, and would that be better or something? Okay, so that's a misunderstanding that I would be talking about, like uh, rejection or something. Don't reject yourself at all. It's just a matter of knowing, having gone through the journey myself, knowing that what you are in your harmonious twin flame union, when you finally arrive in that consciousness state, you just will feel that you will be something very specific in the light of God. And that is often a revelation that is enough different than who you thought you were before that you could say that it is a different identity. That's just what the experience teaches. There's nothing wrong with you right now. You already have that ultimate version of you inside of yourself. It's just a matter of letting go what was not you eventually and what was never you. And then that who you ultimately are just comes forward more out of what you all are and already are. So that's more how you would need to see it. It's like a purification. So let's see if the angels agree. Oh, those are two. I thought I was picking one, but there are two. There's something better. Yeah, what to think about accepting what you are and have. Being who you are in the light of the divine in your harmonious union. Going through the purification process, and that's where you'll find what that is. Within the next few weeks, you can start to work on that or get the first results of that when you accept it in your heart, when you go in this direction, and particularly when you do choose to come to the workshop. We will be gathering with a couple of people, 2 to 4. It will be very intimate, and you will nevertheless experience the enormous power of coming together with multiple people with the same intention. And it's incredibly powerful because we all go through these transformations together. And there is incredible augmentation of the healing power through doing that together. We're going to ask Divine Mother for, this one moved, so we take that, for a closing, I don't know, action or advice or prayer. And this is your Divine Mother image. Our Lady of the Inner Gate. Wow. When you move through the inner gate, what an intricate picture. When you move through the inner gate, that's where you find what you are looking for. My initiations are sacred, and no matter what appears to be happening in your life, I am behind it. I am always guiding you towards your heart, for within that sacred temple, the most precious treasure is kept. To obtain that treasure, you will need courage, trust, and faith. I bestow my grace willingly upon you, my child, without restraint. You must provide the trust in me that gives you the courage to take the journey. Your reward shall be riches beyond all imagining. There is a teaching that it is easier to be grateful during a feast than a famine. In a similar way, perhaps judging on appearances alone, it can be easier to feel the presence of the divine behind the happy events of our lives or strokes of luck and good fortune, rather than in the challenges and loss. Yet the Mother instructs us that she is just as much behind the challenges as she is behind the most obvious causes for celebration. How can this be? In her wisdom, she knows that of which we are capable. She knows what our heart can handle, how much heartbreak we can bear in order to grow our heart into a powerful vehicle for divine compassion, bliss, and wisdom. She knows that sometimes the happier path will be of great benefit to us. She also knows that at other times, being granted all that we want in the way that we think we want it would actually prevent us from fulfilling our divine destiny and receiving our full spiritual inheritance. Whilst there will be many times in her journey with us that she guides us along a joyful path, there will also be times when our guidance leads us straight into what we wanted to avoid. That might be loss or challenge, or a letting go that requires greater trust than we have ever had to summon before, or a need to endure great confusion as we let go of a life too small for us. We will grow through the transition into the larger life awaiting us. What gets us through these initiations is the understanding that she is not trying to harm or punish us, but to bring us to life. Beautiful. So I invite you to check out the link in the description box below and in the pinned comment to see if you want to come to the Twin Flame Breakthrough Workshop to work this out more for yourself and to bring it to life and to embody it truly for yourself, with the success of your Twin Flame journey following closely behind that for you. And I hope this helped. Welcome, you chose gold, or the gold star sparkle, or it came out of your quiz. And we're going to see what will be your twin flame breakthrough that is right on the corner for you. And for that, we're going to look into the Manifest and Heal cards that are my own. And I feel two of them, and I see them, and I have them now. That's a little much, but let's go with it, right? So your breakthrough for your twin flame journey right now has something to do with hearing, card number 1. And I can already tell you that because I will be reading from the booklet. But I can already tell you that it will be about inner hearing, right? Let the information come in a ball. This is some sort of a ball or a hand that's like a ball. The information can sink into it and you will be hearing it on the inner planes, or however deep you let it sink in your ball that is yourself, your soul. Let's also already look at the other one and then go to the booklet to see what it means for your twin flame breakthrough. You also have card number 2, and it has to do with seeing, which is like what almost looks like 2 eyebrows, but they also sort of form one eye form. The inner eye. Seeing, inner seeing, right? So card 1, hearing, means giving inner listening to the right guidance and balancing out with the world for a workable intelligibility, the right place in a process and a desired result. Whispering of the source. It is an art to hear exactly what kind of wisdom is written for you in the libraries of the universe that fits your soul perfectly, and to interpret it, not as an incentive to let your will go in the directions that are not ultimate nor eternal. Every single time you desire a result that is not only going to be long term, but even literal, eternal, with you for the rest of your souls, not just your body's life, the voice in you that speaks this advice is the one that will give you the most qualitative answer. This is where certain actions are connected to that make you more grounded and more incarnate with your core. That is in a bit of a contrast with your ego, that, however, is but a part of the whole. Making your core incarnate is a huge wave to invite into your life because it will eventually change everything. You will move through the many emotions that bring you deeper in your journey when they are processes with key, the tool that makes you process your emotions until they root in your being as qualities that you own. Yeah, maybe you already knew the key tool, which is really central and core to what I advise for twin flames to do. Which voice is it that gives you the eternal development? It is a whispering voice more than a screaming one. It is the one that will be walked over by interests, out of order relationships, and tolerance when you let it happen. It is the one that needs nothing and always gives. It is the wisdom of your heart that is open to the front and to the personal and to the backside and to the spiritual. You hear the whispers of Source in your heart and you receive them deeper into your life. You regularly take time to be together with it, and this will augment the power of that voice. You gather people around you that resonate with that, and it feeds them too. Right, starts to sound like your breakthrough for your twin flame journey has something to do with listening to the correct inner voice and not the incorrect one that is the ego, that it's like a headless chicken and runs around, but it's more the subtle one, the true one, the whispering one. And to listen to what it says and follow its directions, and really like follow it around everywhere, that you start to follow that. It's like an inner teacher. And you just start to do what it says, no matter what. And yeah, it starts to look like that could be the breakthrough that you need to really start to follow that voice. But let's look at the other card too. And that is going to be seeing. Did I hold the wrong card up just before? Well, if I did, I'm sorry, but we've seen both cards, right? So on card 2, seeing is about developing your own vision by having the insight that you yourself determine the seeing, so that freedom and depth comes into the picture and the frame. Perceiving love. Having a vision for your life mission, together with your ultimate co-creational partner, that is your true twin flame, is a matter of opening yourself for your soul and for source. Meditate on intuitive things that are arriving in your mind as guidance in the form of texts or images, a scent, or however the message is being brought to you. Vision is what your eyes perform and the energetic area around and behind your eyes. Often your eyes are very tired. Deep relaxation of that exact tiredness by laying down or sitting with your eyes closed and relaxing your eyes consciously by surrendering them to gravity and make them physically rest in their sockets can give you the correct impulses that are meant here. Seeing then means having meaningful insights, and the falling away of things that do not belong in your future is a part of the result you desire. However, you will experience how much your personality is attached to certain things that are now labeled as unnecessary. The difference between seeing and having insights will be able to be experienced when you see that you are busy caring and cooking for someone that is currently in resistance, or sabotaging the collaboration in other ways. This feels wrong, as if you are pushing against the flow. Should you, however, have your true twin flame in your harmonious union and the according soul love, and how it reflects on other relationships too now, then it feels as though you are doing the exact same now voluntarily, with the greatest peace and joy and the deepest possible result, because this is the place of true co-creation, and the only one besides your source relationship as well. This is then not a matter of pleasing each other for an effect to occur, taking care of each other's needs for the sake of social convention to reciprocate. It's not instrumentally motivated, and instead unconditional. Seeing becomes insight when there is love present. Then you can see with your physical eyes, and what you will concretely perceive will be love. You are ready for letting your eyes become soft and insight bearing. Give yourself permission to relax your eyes. Your sight will become warm and you will see love. First with closed eyes, then with open windows on a transformed world. This is your contribution that you share. Wow, it is true, you know. The way you see the world and other people and your twin flame is what creates them for how you perceive them. Really. It's not some spiritual wisdom that is not for daily life. It is for daily life. It is for everyday experience. And this is relevant for you now. How you look at things makes the difference. And that's an invitation that will bring your twin flame breakthrough to you right now with the speed of light, right? And maybe you can work that out more in the Twin Flame weekend, Twin Flame Breakthrough weekend that I organize real soon. We speak in spring 2024. In other times this video is still valid, but we do have on May 4 and 5 a weekend in which you can really make things come true in the workshop. So maybe that's for you, and you can work more on inner hearing and changing your sight to insight by relaxing your eyes and realizing the depth of that gesture, that it completely means that you open up the possibility to follow your heart's correct instructions, and that you will start to see the world differently. and that from that the world will be differently and your twin flame will be different. And this is creating the breakthrough that you're desiring, that you need, that is right before you, that you can make. And these things are not an exaggeration. I have experienced this as well on the journey. Like, is that an exaggeration that you follow the guidance that is this subtle voice? Is it an exaggeration that how I see him and the world, if that changes, then they change, the world changes, my reality changes and makes come true everything that I desire? Isn't that like an exaggeration? I mean, we need to be like sobered up, right? And like be down to earth. Come on. Why should the world change if I see differently? But I have tested that for myself, and it's truly so. You do invite really a completely different way of perception when you want to be together with your true twin flame in a harmonious twin flame union. It does invite that completely different perception that will grow every day a little bit. I mean, it's not from one moment to the other. Maybe for some, but for most it won't be from one moment to the other. And your perception is completely and utterly different. It is something that grows inside of you, but eventually, yes, you will see that it's a completely different perception of the world. And where you arrive is a perception of love. It is a perception of love, and that does make everything different. It is the complete change, and that's true. So that's what I have experienced. And harmonious twin flame union, the consciousness state, is really this consolidation of this change that you in principle chose now. And everything changes in your perception. And that is the difference that you're waiting for. That is the breakthrough that you're desiring. Your twin flame is your ultimate partner on the journey towards experiencing divine love. And they will always be there with you on that journey. And there's nothing more beautiful to experience. So I desire that for you, and this is just really the breakthrough that is awaiting you. I love that. I love that for you. We have a card from the Egyptian deck now. Weighing of the heart. Ma'at weighs the heart against the feather of truth, the shoe. Be of purity and integrity, and be loving. Let go what hurts your heart. You will uncover an untruth in yourself or another. Meditation idea: heighten your vibration by love and gratitude in your heart. Right. So you let go. This is the breakthrough that you're standing right before, to let go of the untruth in what you're hearing and seeing. There's something untrue there. There's an illusion there. And you can purify that illusion away, so to speak. Because in the weighing of the heart, it is in the Egyptian mythology the moment after your death that the soul gets to know if there is an illusion or not. But on the twin flame journey, you're asked to do that right now. with your soul right now, on the soul level right now. And you can do that, especially when you come to our breakthrough weekend, I would like to add, because that's of course completely designed for you to go deeper and to the soul and make that change there, right? Yeah. All right. What do the angels say? The situation will improve. Your underwater situation will improve, which I would have seen the dolphins, which I would interpret as the situation in your feeling nature, in how you feel, how you're doing, will improve. You'll feel better when you move through this. You'll feel better when you go to the breakthrough in your seeing and your hearing, and you do eliminate what is the lie. You know, it may sound scary that there is a lie somewhere, as if you're lying to yourself and you're just a cheater or something towards yourself on the twin flame journey, about something around the twin flame and the journey and yourself and them. And it may sound pretty nasty. I understand. But we all go through these moments. That's the whole point. That's why there is a journey, because we're not there yet. And that means that we have something that is impure, something that is a block, something that is holding you back from seeing things correctly, from having the heart correctly opened to the correct twin flame, etc. There is something. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching this video. And we all go through the revelation of what that is and then heal it by accepting it first and then loving it unconditionally, that you have that. We all have something there. I also had these things. They were, oh, I was shook, you know? I understand that it can be not pleasant, you know, to realize that you had something that was blocking you so much and you didn't see it. You didn't know it before. You didn't realize that you were not in your full integrity, for how much the full integrity is in harmonious twin flame union. That can like hurt your ego. You know, that's the point also, you know. We all have that, and when it hurts you that you have that, that's your ego being hurt. And that's, at the end of the day, only such a small part of you. It's not really relevant. And it could also be considered to be untrue itself. So that's like the illusion is disappointed about the illusion, right? So yeah, this can certainly be a temporary experience that you have, but you'll move through that too. And then you move to really the unpacking of the present that was actually given you. Just the complete and utter love. That's what that is. And the sooner you can move to that place, well, the better, I would say, right? And that's what I desire for you. And we close off with a card of Divine Mother. And it is Our Lady of the Inner Gate. And let's listen to her wisdom from the book. My initiations are sacred, and no matter what appears to be happening in your life, I am behind it. I am always guiding you towards your heart. For within that sacred temple, the most precious treasure is kept. To obtain that treasure, you will need courage, trust, and faith. I bestow my grace willingly upon you, my child, without restraint. You must provide the trust in me that gives you courage to take the journey. Your reward shall be riches beyond all imagining. That is such a beautiful redirection that Divine Mother has in store for you, to go to the soul riches. And you can do it. I love that for you. Make sure to check out the information about the upcoming Twin Flame Breakthrough Weekend in the description box below and in the pinned comment. And I hope all of this helped you. From my heart to yours, this is the breakthrough that I desire for you. Thank you. Well, wise feather friend, here you are. This is your group's reading, and we're going to look inside the Manifest and Heal cards, because you want to manifest your twin flame union. I understand. And that goes together with a healing, Manifest and Heal cards. There we go. I made them myself. This one sticks out, so we're going to take that one for you. To see, and I will read from the booklet on the screen in a little bit, to see what kind of breakthrough is right before your nose that you can take right now. And it's kind of a word pyramid, right? And the sun right above the apex from the series of cards that is having the feather as the logo. From letters and words to meaning, from the Builder series to Language and How card B2.1. So let's see what this card means. Words of the sun. Building is a huge question in life, because we can run up and down all we want every moment of the day, taking action, sending out press releases, announce events, prepare dinner, clean the house, call friends. But is there a fullness of the soul while doing so? That will eventually determine the quality of your answer. The question how you build is thus of great importance when you value a fulfilling result and at the same time a peaceful process traveling towards that. Words build on their own already just like that. When I keep silent, then there is emptiness. When I speak the words, come tonight at 8 to my online event, I created an entire world of business, helping people, action that penetrates the life of others. Words chosen wisely can heal, inspire, and transform. Think about the power of poetry. And I was a poet. I am. That's why it's here. Words are a far-reaching stadium of creation and have huge impact. Choose them wisely. The power of words cannot be understated. They are vibration that work together with the soul and the sun when you let that happen. Let yourself be used, quote unquote, by these powers and speak your magic formula. You know how to put words into action for building relationships, art, business, for guiding people home in meditations. You can pass on how to do so to students that you attract with your vibration when you speak your chosen words. Wow, I love that. This is just a very close to my heart theme as an author, someone that loves words. Yeah, I love it. So I truly think that what is in front of you is a breakthrough in the power of words. And the building that you do with it, maybe you need to become aware how you are using words. Maybe you're actually using words in a detrimental way for your own breakthrough, in your own twin flame journey, in your own desire to go to your harmonious union, the consciousness state it is all about, and from which you can build so peacefully and smoothly and guaranteed with the true twin flame, and knowing it will birth the true joy that you are actually desiring. Maybe you're just holding yourself back from that completely by speaking words, maybe even to yourself, that are degrading yourself. Think about your inner speak to yourself. Is that healthy? Then let alone what you speak towards the world, towards them, what you text them. The twin flame. Are these words filled with unconditional divine love, twin flame love? Or are they filled with, I want this from you and I'm gonna control you? Or something in between? Yeah. Something to ask yourself. Words are hugely important when you create something. And it's hard for a twin flame union, a harmonious twin flame union, to reach you through this forest of negative words that is like surrounding your heart in negative speak, for instance. It will be really hard like that. Words are magic. You can speak things into existence. You can even speak your harmonious twin flame union state of consciousness into existence by finding the place in yourself where you are connected to your source and having to speak the words, the talk, come from that place through you, and then comes the word out of your mouth, and then that reaches the world, the rest of the world. But is that the source that it comes from? Is that the source that backs up your words, your speaking? Or is it your ego that's behind your speaking? Big difference. In harmonious union, you will have God backing up your words. When you're not there yet, you might have your ego motivating your words. Completely different. Different vibration, different results. Yeah. So the breakthrough that is right before you, that you could take, make happen for your twin flame journey to speed up and go to the consciousness state of harmonious twin flame union real soon, might have everything to do with how you build with words and how your words are connected or not with the deepest motivation in yourself, with the source of unconditional divine twin flame love, or not. Yeah, that's amazing. When you get more conscious of that one. And I would love that for you, by the way. I do have a place and a time for you when you might want to make that come true, get to know more of what that even means for you. And that is going to be the weekend of May 4 and 5 in 2024 we speak of at this moment in time. When you watch this video at another time, it's still a valid reading for you. But we do have in the spring of 2024 a breakthrough weekend in which you could work further on this insight in yourself. Make it come true for yourself, because I organized this online workshop for 2 to 4 people. It's going to be really intimate. And this may be just the start of how your breakthrough is going to come about, that you can make in that weekend. That would be amazing. Let's look into the Egyptian cards to learn more about this theme. Please make it clear which card I absolutely need to take. Okay, so apparently this one and this one. All right. Mummy. Well, that's very Egyptian archaeology, right? The corpse that was guarded by the sons of Horus. Ask with everything in your development if you are actually talking about it in a complicated way. You will loosen yourself from constraints and old binding forces. Idea for an exercise. Take the time for self-research and develop yourself in a way that makes you be simple and at one. So this really speaks about simplifying yourself, not hiding yourself in words, but make it simple, make it one with the source where your words come from, and one with the simplicity of there's just one meaning. And I can just bring this forward and then it must be clear. Let's not talk in circles day and night, but be clear. Nice that it does talk about the use of words and understanding in yourself, in a relationship with yourself. Like, yeah, be clear to yourself, be concise to yourself, be true to yourself. Don't overcomplicate things. Don't tell yourself endless stories that take away from the clarity of the oneness that you are with your source and the oneness that you are in the world with your true twin flame. That's what the union is. End of story. It's not difficult. It's also simple, actually. Vesica Pisces, which is the 2 intersecting circles. 2 soul aspects will melt together, and therefore oneness will be experienced. Make the connection stronger with yourself or with a soul connection. You will recognize a part of your soul and take it on in yourself. Meditation idea. Feel which soul aspect you want to share with someone else. Well, what I'm really getting from this card is, well, the concept of unity and of oneness and of simplicity of wording, etc., is still able to be felt here. But I do have the feeling that in this deck, we might consider this the twin flame card. Why not? Feels like it. So that would be a very simple explanation here. It leads to the twin flame. When you become one in your communication with yourself, you will communicate simply with your twin flame, and it will be understood. It reaches the goal of the communication. And those words between you and your twin flame will start to build your life together, because they start to build a relationship that you have with them. And used wisely, that is so. And healed communication with yourself gives healed communication with the true twin flame. Because, we all know that there are so many questions about my twin flame doesn't communicate with me anymore, and they went out of communication, they stopped texting back, they went out of connection on my social media and whatnot, they don't pick up the phone anymore, and what to do now, and I feel so bad about it. And that is really made undone by all these cards in this reading. Your breakthrough is on the communication area. And you will break through there by communicating directly and clearly with yourself, coming from source. And that just only extends a tiny little bit, and then you're already talking to your twin flame in the correct, right, healed way. Because they're you. At the core. Yeah. That's what it means. Amazing. Amazing, isn't it? So let's look into what the angels want to say. Take action. All right. So what does that mean, take action? Well, I think really practice this idea about how you're speaking to yourself, where it comes from, the source of it, and how it reaches the unity in the world. Them. Take action there. Heal that. That is like the action that I think we should be taking there. And if there then, after the healing, comes an opportunity to indeed speak, that'll be easy then. You'll feel calls, you'll talk. It will be very evident. Let's take another one. I'm seeing this one, so let's take it. Yes. When it's evident, it's evident. After you've taken those steps to purify your wording power, your magical power with words. And it also looks like it brings forward all this light and rainbows, and I don't know, it feels very abundant to me. That's just then what will be present, and very peaceful with the peace dove. Not sure if you can see that. It's very sparkly. Yeah, that feels really good to me. Very peaceful in the heart. I'm happy for you for that. So it looks like if you would want to make this breakthrough come true for yourself in spring 2024, that this is really a fertile time for you to break through this communication issue and really, really heal it. And just go to the yes and the sparkles. Yeah. So again, if you want to work that out, I think in the workshop, I think that would be an incredible opportunity for you to take. But let's see what Divine Mother herself wants to give you. as a closing off of all of this. And she comes forward in the form of Our Lady of Truth. And isn't truth the most purified word? When you choose to be in your truth, expressing and being you, you are with me. In those moments, your voice and every action rings true like a bell, sending out waves of sound that cut through that which no longer serves you. Being in your truth empowers that which can assist and support you on your life path. Don't hold back out of fear. Be kind and be true. Let me help you attain both of these spiritual goals now. Remember, being in your truth is how you are closest to me. Your world is changing, triggered by the transformations already happening within you as you grow spiritually. The change that is happening is a raising of your energy frequency. You may find that you cannot stand some things that you once liked or loved. You cannot quite fit into the old life in the very same way, and yet the new life is not fully anchored either. You need some divine rocket fuel to launch into the new vibration more fully, to allow yourself to live externally exactly what it is that you have become internally. You are bringing your inner world fully and completely into your outer world, and this is a time when worlds can collide. Old truths must give way to the new truth, and you must accept the change to be able to live in your new truth. This oracle brings you comfort and guidance, encouraging you to honor your truth and especially to be as truthful with yourself as you can possibly be. Sometimes we may hide the truth of what we feel, even from ourselves, because we are scared of what may come as a result of being honest. We might fear losing a relationship or job. We might fear that another will be hurt or think badly of us. Perhaps we may want to control how others perceive us, instead of being honest and running the risk of being criticized or subjected to disapproval. When Our Lady of Truth appears, we are asked to run the risk of loss and to open up, be as real and truthful with ourselves as we can, and not be fearful of letting someone or something go. Sometimes it isn't a matter of a situation or a person being bad, but simply that they might not be good for us, or us for them. Sometimes we can be surprised at how truth turns an impossible situation around and actually brings us healing and closeness. Where perhaps we once feared it would destroy a relationship, truth can often bring it new life. So true. With your true twin flame, you can be honest, and when you do that, it will give you the blessing that you are looking for, which is the breakthrough that is right before you. I promise you that. So, I cordially invite you to the workshop on May 4 and 5. Look up what it is about in the link that is in the description below and in the pinned comment. And otherwise, I thank you so much for listening to your breakthrough reading, and I really hope this helped. Welcome, people that chose or came out of the quiz with the silver coin money. Well, love that for you. Silver, so shiny, so sparkling of valuable energy. Let's get a card for you from the Manifest and Heal cards that I myself have created, especially for the twin flame journey and the twin flame healing that you desire, which can come to you in a breakthrough real soon. It might just be really standing right in front of you. And we're going to see with this card, starting with this card, what that breakthrough might be for you. To build teams that reach superior new goals. This is from the Builder series. And it's called Humans How Be 3.1. And we're actually looking sort of like flames coming from maybe like a ball here or a circle that's here and flames coming from it and touching the baseline and the inner ball of the ball inside you can't really see that, but I know it because I created this. That is the baseline of a four-sided pyramid with a ball inside. And that is or a triangle with a circle in it, which is sort of the same. It is the symbol in the creative identity healing system that is here for twin flames right now. It's a symbol of communication. So the flames start to feel out that's what I think. That's what I believe. But let's just read in the booklet, right? And I will read that for you in a couple of seconds from my screen. To build teams that reach superior new goals. And I have a feeling that this team is actually you and your true twin flame, and you can together reach enormous goals. Because there is a feeling of deep source-connected purpose inside of your harmonious union that you will encounter when you make that come true. And it will become more and more clear to you what exactly that is, and you can live that in the world. That's the whole point, together as a mission. And you are a team in that. And you can reach all the goals that you might set for yourself together there. But it has to be built, that's true. It's about building that team between you and your twin flame. So it looks like you are really standing in front of a breakthrough in how you can build this union together with them. Okay, let's read. Lead from being out. It's about leadership too. How do you build a team that works with you, that you serve and they you, that has the same vision and walks the same direction without problems? This is a grand question because most of what can potentially go wrong in relationships and businesses happens right there. Often people are kind of cerebral when projecting their role of choice and the words chosen for that. But the long term, and for soul-conscious teams, among which your union, this will lead to certain issues because the unconscious is not accepted yet fully in that discipline, role, and wording. And the unconscious is what people are eventually moved by. You will see that the unconscious is allowed to be taken into account and to be experienced in line with the soul and source. Train team members in that direction too. Teams that have this fully and correctly functioning are very rare. However fashionable the idea of quote-unquote co-creation as a term sounds, the trend does not really produce these teams. Prioritize yourself to get the result right. Educate yourself to get this down and allow things inside of you to grow in the direction of the states of being of golden flow and harmonious union, which is your energy field is healed and harmonious union, you are together with your true twin flame in harmony. Only that gives the right base for action. Action is meant not to stand on its own and for an organic whole with that state of being that you can live without changing yourself on the outside because you unconsciously experience it already every moment. So, journey to those states of being and fulfill yourself with it first, because they will give you much to integrate when you arrive, so that you will pour over to your environment by itself as a result after that. Then your fire spreads in all your communications. Fire spread, there it is. A fire that breeds following and makes you attractive. You are a leader because you take your spiritual journey seriously and you integrate your personal goals inside of it. You will learn many lessons about prioritizing source and self, then the twin flame, then all other brothers and sisters to co-create with. Codependency, projection, and other unwanted things are thus to be avoided. Own effort and self-responsibility. You set the example. Wow. Yeah. Very interesting, right? How this is about you starting to create with your true twin flame, and then together in your mission also attract other people to co-create with, and also make those teams also function correctly and do it all from the inside out. And it starts with your source, then with yourself, then with your twin flame, then with other people too. And that's how you see that the first team is you and source. That's the first team that needs to become in order for your harmonious twin flame union to come about, and for within your harmonious union get your mission correct and work together with the world correctly too, as all kinds of co-creations. The first team is you and your source. So true. If you get that in order, everything will fall into place. So that's the breakthrough that stands right before you right now. And you can reach that and make it come true and go through it to the other side and see what kind of miraculous landscape there will be on the other side of it that brings you forward directly in the direction of your harmonious twin flame union, the consciousness state from which your being together with your true twin flame will be birthed with ease, and knowing that it will lead you to the true joy it is supposed to be about. And did you know that I did organize a moment real soon in which you can work out this breakthrough for yourself? If it feels like it fits you, I have a place and a time for you to work it out. And that is because, even though this reading, if it reaches you on any time, it is timeless, it's for you, it's beautiful. I love that for you. But at this moment, we do live in spring 2024, and you can actually come to the workshop on the weekend of May 4 and 5 to work it out if you want to. Yeah, we're going to work with a very intimate group of 2 to 4 people online, 6 hours, plus many more things and services around that weekend too. And yeah, that's just a place where you can really go deep with this if it feels for you, That's what I would love for you, that this reading is not only something that you hear, but that it can also be something that you can make come true. Yeah, prioritize yourself, this card says, to go back to the card a little bit. And be the leader that you can be. I think the lovely thing that I experience in my twin flame union is that you are a leader, but they are too, and you're both in your own right. And there's this full co-creation that is equal. It's beautiful. You may stand slightly differently in your own unique way there, but you're strongly bound by the fact that you are, well, operating from shared values, because you are true complements in the same soul union. Because we're talking about the true twin flame here, not about something that you only would like. I would want that this person that is in my life is my twin flame because it sounds so romantic. Well, that has nothing got to do with it. It's not the person that you have in mind because you have that in mind. It's not the person that you want it to be because you want it. That's not it. It's your true twin flame. That's just the organic truth of your true beingness that points toward that person. And then that's your twin flame. You can't do anything about that. You can't even choose it in a sense, but it will be the experience of ultimate love. So, I mean, I wouldn't complain about that one, even though you can't so-called choose it in a certain sense. Yeah. So what I found interesting was this talk in this card explanation about that there is an unconscious underneath the behavior of people, something like that. And that is what you will be eventually moved by. So you have to take that unseen, unexpressed part of persons into account when you think about leading and building teams and whatnot. And that's true for your twin flame. And that is where all those complaints always come from, like, but the twin flame has called me a name, or he didn't text back and I don't like that. I feel so rejected. He walked away after we had a date and I didn't hear from him for a very long time and I don't know why. And that is all because of the unconscious contents that are inside of them. And you have to take that into account to be a completely fitting team as the union. And that means that they are an expression of the same soul blueprint as you are. By the law of that, the world, the universe, including your body and their body, is the outside world that mirrors what is inside of you, in the invisible aspect of you going on there. It must mean that you have the same thing. You not only also have behavior with an unconscious layer that you're not aware of and that the other person may not like. Same thing. They must be at the same consciousness state as you are developmentally, because it's your true twin flame. Otherwise, it's not your true twin flame. So you have that too. And the contents of this unconscious layer that you have are formed by what's going on in your inside, your invisible inside. Because the entire universe, including your and their body, is an outside mirroring of what's going on in the invisible inside world, inside of you. How you relate to your source is a definition, for instance, of what is that invisible inside. So that just explains how you are complaining about them, but they could not just the same as you for in your direction, because you have also that unconscious motivation behind your behavior, and all of that can be resolved by going inside of your inside, right? And then move from there by taking your unconscious into account, just as you're conscious. And keep on moving from that inner plane while making steps that purify the amount that is in your unconscious by bringing it into the conscious, and then making that step, becoming more conscious, more love, more connection with them. See, that's how you deal with that whole problem. And that's how you make sure that you lead your union for the amount and the place where you have power to do so. That will be reflected back, and that's how you both move forward. Wow. Yeah, that's made sense. I hope it does for you too. Let me know in the comments. And we're going to go to the Egyptian cards. I feel these too, so let's get them. Divine Mother always helping me with the cards. And it is the Pharaoh, Egyptian cards. Alrighty. We learn more about the breakthrough that you can do real soon. It's right in front of you. And the Pharaoh might just be your twin flame, is the king himself. The king or queen with a godlike status. Use your leadership qualities in a purified way. Your wisdom will become seen and heard. Affirmation idea: I am a multidimensional being, one with heaven and earth. All right. Well, that says it all, I think. You are a being that is human and divine. And that comes to expression in the whole idea of being the twin flame union. And when you lead with that self-respect on that level intact, you will be seen and heard. I love that. Let's look at the other Egyptian card. Ba. The invisible, undying individual life essence. Attune to your soul to hear the messages that are meant for you. You will start to hear the language of your soul better. Idea for an exercise. Feel what you want to breathe life into and soul into. You want to bring life and soul to being the true full incarnation of what you can be in your harmonious twin flame union, all that you can be there. And you call forward what all that they can be too. And that's how you build the team in your union that needs to be built. Start with self-respect first. That will then be mirrored back to you. You are a person with a divine core. You are a queen or king. That means self-loved, self-respected on the soul level. Feeling back to the great source of everything and all at every moment. Being breathed life into by that source. Just only passing that on into life. And get your self-respect from that movement. Let's ask the angels if we can get some acknowledgement of what we have been talking about, or whatever it wants to come forward. 2 cards. Be assertive. Wow, I think in what we have just been talking about, be assertive. You are allowed to stand up and say what you have to say, bring forward what you have to bring forward, bring your qualities forward, bring your mission forward. Influence people, influence the world, be assertive. Don't forget that. It depends on you standing actively in your twin flame moment, in your twin flame challenge. Nobody is helped and nothing changes when you hang back and say, I'll wait for my twin flame a couple years more. Okay, there is something to be said about that because it holds maybe an element of surrender into it. I understand that. That is, surrender is what's needed. But you don't need to be passive. You're invited, whatever the situation is right now that seems incredibly challenging or blatantly undoable, you are always invited to be assertive in the fact that you can heal that. You can do inner work. You can go deeper in twin flame love right now. And you can create the circumstances to do that, to execute that. You can invest in that. You can make time for that. You can do the correct inner work with the only correct twin flame tool, the key tool. You can do that. You can decide to do it. You can execute it every day again. You can fulfill the entire journey by, yes, having patience, but also like keep on moving forward in the right community, on the hand of a teacher. So be assertive. That helps 1000% more than waiting for the twin flame. And it leads to big, happy changes. Gosh, I love that for you guys. This is beautiful. This is such a happy card. Transformation, end results, feeling truly joyful. That's what you want. It's going to be very concrete for you. And you can reach it soon. It's the result of having moved through the breakthrough moment that is right in front of you that you can take. And we're going to go to the last card, coming from Divine Mother herself, because she wants to help you in this guise today. And we're going to read from her in a second. It is Our Lady of Radiant Grace. Wow, isn't that fitting with the Pharaoh and all the other things that emphasized in your reading that you are a beautiful divine team together with your twin flame. Radiant of divine grace. And Our Lady of Radiant Grace, number 33, which is also such an amazingly fertile number. She is just completely, seemingly backing the story up. So let's see what she has to say. The descent of my grace changes everything. Your body, your mind, and your soul are brought to life in new ways, and freedom opens up to you. Can you release your familiarity with and attachment to old ways of being? Can you release your expectation of enslavement and control? You are my child. When you place your trust in me, I will allow no one to harm you, nothing, no thing, to confine your spirit. You are free to live wildly and expansively. There shall be no prison for your soul, beloved of mine. Your soul shall be in love with the earth and fly free. Like an animal that has been wounded and must learn to release aggression and distrust in order to know love and tenderness, we too must learn how to trust again and again. The nature of modern culture is that it tries to kill the soul and break the spirit. We are pushed and prodded into fitting into stereotypes, humbled into believing we are not enough just as we are, and manipulated into believing that we must buy our way into status in order to have worth. The body is humiliated by comparisons and judgments, and the spirit is derived by beliefs that if you cannot see or touch it physically, then it isn't real. You aren't in the real world, quote unquote, if you believe in spiritual matters, and you are delusional and naive if you aim to live from love rather than from scarcity, power games, and fears. This is part of the test of being human. We were born to rise above these humiliations and disparagements, to become stronger than them, wiser than them. In doing so, we help liberate others as well, showing the way, a more authentic and healing way to live. We were born not to fear our bodies and deny our spirits, but to love the earth and fly with the wings of the Holy Mother's grace. Even with powerful and marvelous wings upon our back, and the perfect current in the air through which to soar into freedom and exhilaration, if we do not trust enough to leap, all that comes to nothing. All that comes to nothing. You really have to trust. To shine like the radiant union that you are. That is beautiful. I want for you to experience that too. You are invited, if you want to work this out in a breakthrough weekend. I have a link in the description box below and in the pinned comment that will send you automatically and immediately to the page where that is explained how to take part. And anyways, I hope this already helped, and I will see you soon again. Much love from Petra.